Good morning, Leslie. How are you?
Good morning, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, running around like a crazy person. So,
It's the
how are
season,
your
right?
kiddos? How are your kiddos at school?
They're doing good. We got our first notice just a couple days ago that they've had 2 cases of COVID. So one adult, one child. But they also stated that if it was directly like in their class, we would have got a second notice, and we didn't. So
Oh, good. That's
yes,
good.
yeah. But they don't want to be back at home. They like going to school. So
I know. I'm afraid we're headed that way, though.
oh,
So,
me too. My husband keeps thinking that they're going to send them home for fall break and then they're not going to let them come back.
yeah. It, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's stressful and crazy, but my husband's job just went back to, because they've been back in the office. They just went back to, or they're going back to half staff in the office.
Um,
So, and I think that's because they're seeing the handwriting on the wall, so they don't
right.
want to. He works for a company that does food supply,
Okay.
so like restaurant supply.
Yeah.
So they won't do it till after Thanksgiving because they're crazy busy,
Yeah. I was gonna say
for
they're busy right
Thanksgiving.
now.
Yeah. I can't even figure out what day today is. The 18th. I got it. We're good. Well, fingers crossed everybody stays healthy
That's right.
and the kids stay at school, but I have a feeling we're headed
Yeah.
so they're not.
That's what my little brother said. He goes to Westwood in Mesa, and he was saying they're looking towards another, like, going all online. I know Apache Junction, they had to close for like a couple weeks because they sent home a lot of their kids because they came into contact, which I don't know why they're doing sports in the middle of the pandemic, neither here nor there. Apparently they came into contact with like another school that tested positive, so anybody at that sporting event had to get tested and quarantined, and I think they sent home 160 kids like within the first 1 or 2 days because of it.
Yeah, it's insanity. I just I Germany just released some new commercials. Have you seen them? Oh
No.
my gosh, they are so funny. They have started like going viral because they're hilarious. They're on YouTube and they it's it's like it's like an older person, right? And he's sitting there and he goes, "I remember the winter of 2020. I had just turned 21 and I was ready to party and blah, blah, blah. But our country was really in trouble and our generation had to step up." And it's so funny because then he goes, "And we had to do what they were asking us to do. And we really had to do it. And what we had to do was nothing. We had to stay at home." And they show him like laying on the couch eating chicken. It's hilarious. So it's so funny. And they're like, it's a funny commercial, but it's so true, because they're saying that that generation, the 20 somethings are ones who can really make the change because they're the ones who want to go out and do things. But I also think, and that might be true in Germany, as well as the rest of the world. But I also think that's also, at least in the United States, that's the group that feels pressure to work, right now. And so if you are pressured to work, then it's hard to follow that, idea to stay at home. So I don't know, but anyway, you should look up those commercials. There's 3 of them. I've only watched 2 of them, but they are so funny.
Is it meant to is it making fun of the US or is it just making fun of everything that's going on? Like it's meant to be satirical?
No, it's a public service announcement for Germany.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look those up. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's public service for encouraging you to stay at home. So yeah, it's interesting. It's not a joke, although it's kind of funny.
Are we doing any type of simple interest today? Because I kind of struggled on some of the more homework last night.
We can go over it if we need to, you know. Did you guys see I responded to all those more questions that you guys submitted? I responded to all of them. So if you sent me one, you would have gotten a response in more. So when you log back into Canvas in more, you'll see it'll say you have a message. I don't know if you sent me one, Sydney. I thought you did.
No, I didn't get to because I normally only get to do like the bulk of my homework after the baby's asleep. So I didn't want to send you a message at like 11 o'clock at night. But
people do it all the time. It doesn't bother me.
I was following the videos with like the equations that they were using, and I tried using the ones that were on the sheet because it was easier for me to follow.
Yeah.
But I kept getting stuck on the ones where we were solving for the principal, and I got so frustrated because I understood how to get how to do the other ones.
Do you know what number it was? Like which number? Just because then I can pull one up.
I can double check real quick and see which one I got wrong.
Okay, because I did get a lot of messages, like more messages than I've ever gotten. Get it, more messages, like MOER. Yeah, it was true. I did. I got more messages. If you log back into the assignment, at the very top of your screen, it should say you have a message or messages. If somebody doesn't care if they share their screen, they could log into more. So because mine and yours are not the same, right? So if anyone who sent me a message who wants to see my response, like Maddie, you would be a good one. If you don't mind, you could share your screen, log into Canvas, go to any more assignment, and you should see where it says there's a message.
So I found where they started, the ones where we're starting to solve for the principal. Started on question 6 in the PF4 simple interest more practice. Like I have scribbles. I write all my stuff out and I have scribbles all over my pages because I just kept getting them wrong. And I'm like, no, this isn't it. I was getting so frustrated.
All right, so I can pull that up. Maddie, did you care if you share your screen to see?
Yeah, but I don't see like. Let me share. Hold on. Stand by.
Stand by. Okay, I'm standing by. Kate, I'm glad you got your camera figured out. And good morning and happy Wednesday, by the way. If I didn't say that already, good morning. I got a little sidetracked on the German public service announcement commercials about coronavirus that I think I should film for the US because I would be excellent at it. I have teenagers at home that do nothing, so it would be fabulous. We could totally do it. Although my house is extraordinarily messy right now because of them. It's not me, it's because of them.
So I'm sharing. Oh,
okay, I'm ready.
I'm sharing my screen, but I don't even remember anymore what question it was because I was doing all this homework. I was like with Sydney. I didn't know what was going on.
That's okay. And I can open that again if we need to. Okay, so go to like PF4 practice, more practice. So click on that assignment. My screen still just shows regular Canvas. Does anybody else's? Maddie might have froze.
I think she froze.
Oh, pickles.
Are you just trying to see where you look for a message?
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can make her stop sharing.
Oh, there she goes.
Wait, are you frozen still? Or you're not frozen?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so, but I was.
Okay. Okay, so
Are you done with it?
But I
I
think
don't
you still
see
have
it.
to
No.
go in there though, don't you?
Yeah, go into practice and see what it says. I thought it showed it at the very top of the screen, but it must not. Kate, do you know where it shows it?
Right there, you have the
Oh,
little
do you
icon
see
to
the,
the right.
yeah, do you see the little envelope right here where it says, okay, so
Oh,
click on the little
yeah.
envelope. I sent you 2 messages. All right, so if you look, you can click on either of them.
That's funny.
So, and then do you see how I say you cannot round at all during the process? You should use the formula sheet. There should be more. Oh yeah, so can you see where it says, so to find the interest, you have to do 19,400 minus 9,600. You can put it all in your calculator at one time. And then I show you the string of the expression and what you should get and how you round it.
Okay, good to know.
So that was question PF4, was it number 1?
It looks
11.
like it was 11.
Oh,
Because
11.
on the
Okay.
subject line, it says what question it is.
Okay, good. So that was number 11, but that was not finding. Thank you, Maddie, for sharing that. That was perfect. So now you know where the message is, but see, mine doesn't look like that. So it's weird that I can't show you or even do a video of how to see it because I can't make it look like that, which is very annoying. Okay, so how many of you had trouble with the PF4 practice? I mean, I didn't have trouble. I was just showing you to raise your hand, just in case you thought your teacher had trouble. That would be a little troubling. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can pull up more. And I'll pull up. So everybody understands how to find my messages now. If you click Ask My Instructor, then that's where you find your messages. Let me, oh, I don't want to click in here. Let me go to our Canvas and I'll share my screen and we'll look at number, you said number 8, right, Sydney, is where it starts. So we'll look at
number 6, where we're solving for the principal.
Number 6. Okay, so hold on, let me get there. My numbers will be different than yours, obviously. Okay. I know everybody's internet is bad lately. It's just terrible. I don't know what to do. Okay. Not what I'm going to be sharing. Okay, can you see a more question now? Looks like Canvas.
No, we just see we see ourselves and we see the slideshow. Now a mountain background.
Nice, that's
El
awesome.
Capitan.
Okay, hold on one moment. I can see Bobby. That's exciting. Oh my goodness. I have too many windows open. All right. I'm going to get there. Okay, so anyways, we share Wednesday while I pull this up. Anything you need to share? Oh, good. Mackenzie's dog. I appreciate that.
I'm celebrating this week because on Sunday I took a 5-hour math test that was 150 questions long for my, hopefully to get my middle school math placement for my student teaching.
Yay!
I got a 278 out of 300. Yes.
That's awesome. Good for you. Okay, so Bobby, question about that. How did you think the test, the like 256, 257 prepared you for that?
Yeah, really well. I thought it was
Okay.
it was pretty applicable. This class helped prepare me for it. The work I do in the tutoring center helped me prepare, and then I did study a bit of the practice exams that I found online.
Okay, good, because I always wonder, so you'll have to give me a debrief at some point on that.
Yeah, it was really relevant. So if you're a future teacher taking Math 256, 257 with Roxanne, I would highly recommend it. It's really good info.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Now I can.
Okay, 20 minutes later. Okay, so here's a question. It says, how much would you need to deposit in an account in order to have $3,000 in the account in 10 years? Assume the account earns 6% simple interest. So you can use the original formula of, let me see if I can write on here. You can use the original formula since it's simple interest. I equals principal times rate times time. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to do a little algebra to get there. So remember how Bobby suggested that you guys make a key, right? That would be a great thing to do. You actually can't use this formula. I forgot what we were doing. Yeah, you can. Well, kind of. So amount equals principal time plus interest. That's how I find the amount in the account, right? Principal plus interest. That's one of the formulas on your formula sheet. This is the formula for simple interest. Then you have lots of versions of the formula, right? You have many, many versions of the formula. But let's keep track of what we know first. So what is this 3,000? What letter is that?
Sure, A.
That's A. Very nice. So, and then we know that R is 6%, which we would write as 0.06. And we know T is 10 years, right? So what we're missing is our principal, okay? And remember the other day I said these versions of this formula are just rearranging them mathematically. So this is P plus PRT. And then they rearranged the formula to factor out a P to say 1 plus RT. So this is the version that probably the video was telling you to use. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, that's where it got confusing because I was using P equals A over 1 plus RT. And I kind of got the answers. I got the answers wrong.
Over P equals A over 1 plus RT. Yes?
Yes, I think so. I accidentally closed it out. So
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But
yeah,
A in the numerator.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. All right, so this is the formula that you were using. We can use any of them. I don't care. So let's use the one that you were trying to use. So P equals, A is 3,000. So we're going to put 3,000 in the numerator. In the denominator, we're going to put 1 plus 0.06 times 10. Now, I suspect it is calculator button pushing that you're having trouble with. I do not suspect it's anything other than that. So what calculator are you using? Are you using Desmos or are you using this?
I was using like a mixture of both, but mostly Desmos is what I use because I can't really put too much into my calculator.
Okay, so if you put it in Desmos exactly like this, you should be fine. Let me see if I can pull up Desmos in another little window here. Oh my gosh, stop annotating. All right, so if I pull up Desmos, I know my writing's on there, but that's okay. I'll see if I can move it somewhere where it's a little bit better. Okay, so, well, I really wrote everywhere, didn't I? Okay, can you see the screen now, just the calculator? Okay, so I'm gonna put it in 3,000, and then I'm gonna hit divided by, and then I'm gonna put these parentheses in here, and I'm gonna say 1 plus 0.06, and I'm gonna use times, right, 10. and I'm going to close my parentheses, and it'll give me my answer right here, 1,875. Okay, so that's what I need to put. Or the other choice is it is a input error in how to enter your answer. Okay, so let's enter it in. We're going to put a $sign, 1,875. I'm 90% positive that it says put in a decimal point and 00 on the end. Is that true? Is that what you guys remember?
I had to do that for every single one in both of these. Yeah.
Yep. So now I'm going to hit submit, and it says, yay, I did it right. So Sydney, if you look at your old ones, were you putting a $sign in? Were you putting a decimal point? And were you putting 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal?
Could have swore that I was, but there is a chance that maybe I wasn't putting the decimal and then the 2 zeros. But I also got really confused because I was watching what they were doing and then trying to do it the way that like I understood it using this equation. So that kind of messed me up as well. I just opened it. And,
does this make sense to you now? You're good.
Oh, I guess I got number 6 right. It was number 7 that I wound up getting wrong, but I think it may have been the calculator issue because I got a larger number than 2,000 because it asks how much would you need to deposit in an account now in order to have 2,000 in the account in 18 months, and I got 23,937.76 cents. So I definitely think that was my own fault there.
Yeah, it was some calculator issue there. So, but Desmos is pretty nice. It's pretty user friendly. You just have to be sure to use those parentheses. Okay. So any other questions on that?
I have a question. Oh, sorry.
I'm ready, Bree. Nope, go ahead, Bree.
So I wanted to know what a better way. So like on question 8, it says 5 1/2, and I know that's 5.5, right? Off of the top of my head. So, but for some other ones, what's like the simplest way to turn that into like a decimal? Or
yeah, there was one that was 5 7/8. That was the other one.
Okay, good question.
I struggled with that, and that's why I was getting some of them wrong because I don't think I knew how to.
Yeah, if you don't know how to do it, it's fine. You can use your calculator. You can use Desmos. You can use whatever. If you just take the fraction part. So this is an easy way to do it. Like, let's say it said 6 7/8, right? Because 7/8 isn't a fraction that you know probably. So if you just do 7 divided by 8, you get that part right there, 0.875. So that's your fraction part. So I said 6 7/8. So my decimal, I would write 6.875. Then I have to change it to, that's a percent. Now I have to change it to a decimal. So I'm going to divide it by 100. And that's how I would write in my number, 0.06875. Your other choice is if you're doing it, your calculator is very smart, right? Your calculator can do a lot of work. I don't even remember what the numbers were, but let's say we have to take 3,000 times that 6 7/8, and I don't know the fraction for it, right? Like it doesn't get there for me. I'm trying to think if Desmos has a a fraction part. Yep. Oops, sorry. I have to click in there. 6 7/8. It might even let me put percent here, right? Oh, it says percent of. That's funny. So I didn't know it did that. But if I didn't put a percent there, I would just need to divide by 100. I don't know how that percent of is going to work. That's weird. But let's just say times 10 years. And let's see what it does. Oh, it didn't understand that. It says it wants, you need something on both sides of the percent symbol. So that's what it wants. So don't use your percent sign, but you could right here, then divide by 100. okay, to get that answer if you want. So you can put fractions into your calculators, right? It's possible. On this calculator, it's a little bit different. Bobby, how do you do it on your calculator?
When I get a mixed number like that, I do the whole number plus the fraction to get the decimal. So 6 plus 7/8. And then I hit enter and I get 6 and 875 thousandths or 10 thousandths. So I'll type it in the chat how I enter it in my calculator when I get a mixed number that I'm not totally
So
sure.
like this, Bobby, like I put in the Desmos calculator?
Exactly like that. Yep.
Okay.
And then I use that decimal. I obviously either divide or multiply to get it into the form I need it to. Yeah, divide by 100, and there we have our percent rate as a decimal now.
There you go. And I'm literally just typing into Desmos right now. Like I'm not doing anything crazy. I have never used Desmos very much for this type of thing, but it's fairly user friendly. So does that help, Bree?
Yeah, that helps a lot. Now I see why I wasn't dividing by 100 to turn it into like a decimal. And now I see why I was getting every single one like wrong that was like that. So I was getting so frustrated last night, and now I realize it was a
And
simple.
Bree, you sent me a message too, and I responded to your message too.
Yeah, so I haven't looked at it yet, but that I was so frustrated with that problem too. Like I did it like 6 times and I'm like, I'm getting the same answer. I don't understand what's going on.
The
So
other,
if that, go ahead, Bobby.
the other way that I could tell you, if you're not, if you didn't think to add, you know, the whole number and the fractional piece, you could try to do it by turning the mixed number into an improper fraction. Does anyone remember how that algorithm works? You multiply 2 pieces together. You multiply the denominator times the whole number. So 8 times 6 plus 7 to get 55 divided by 8. And that improper fraction will give you the same decimal, 6.875. So there's 2 strategies that work for dealing with a mixed number. Either
There are ways to put mixed numbers in your calculator as well. If you do have a TI 83 or 84, I know you can do it on the 84. I'm not positive about the 83, but so if you want help on that, we can do it in my office hours, or when Bobby zips through the rooms or I'm coming through the rooms, we can help you with that as well. Okay. So I will open up that again so you can work on that, because I know that a lot of you were frustrated by that. The other one that I know a lot of people had trouble with was the one that had days on it, right? Like it said like 1,108 days or something. So that you enter in as a fraction as well, you know, or as division. So if you did like in your calculator in your whole string, let's say it was 1,108 days. And so then you divide it by 365. And I don't use that number because then I'm going to have to round it. I type in my whole string of my expression, and that's what you need to practice. Okay. All right. So I don't know what's going on with my voice. Very strange. So it's interesting. Moore really wants your $sign and wants your decimal point and wants your 2 cents. And actually, you can blame me for that, because last semester it wasn't like that. The programming said they'll put the $sign in for you, and it would accept the answer even if it didn't have 2 decimal places. I, however, do not think that that's mathematically acceptable. So I talked to our programmers and our coders, and I said, my students keep leaving their $signs off, or they write, you know, this, I'll type it in the chat. They write something like this for their answer. And that's a dollar amount. No, I need a dollar sign and I need 2 decimal places. You read that number as $7.50. If I see it right now, I'm going to read it as 7.5. So I told them to change them all. And they did. And they were so happy to. And that's why they made that video at the start that says, this is how you enter in your money answers. So if you skipped that video because you thought, peace, I don't need this video, and then you got a bunch of them wrong and you were super annoyed, number 1, watch the videos. Number 2, you can thank me later in life when you get annoyed at people who don't put their dollar signs in the right place or use 2 decimal points. It is a huge, you know, those crazy English teachers that have like a conniption fit about grammar, you know, those. This is mine for math, right? So welcome. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, what's interesting about that, Kate, is do you know why people do that? Why people put the dollar sign in the back? Anyone know why?
Because they're European?
It reads $200.
Yeah, they put the dollar sign at the end because of that. That makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense because it's wrong, but.
Well, that's one reason, but in every other country besides the United States, all money symbols go after the number. So if somebody didn't grow up in the United States, they would put their money sign after. We are crazy here in the US because sometimes we use our money symbol in the front and sometimes we use our money in the back, right? Because if we write 25 cents, we would just use a little cent symbol. So it's no wonder other people get confused, right?
I feel
so it's
like
kind of our own problem.
all of like American things, like our speech, the metric system versus imperial system, like all the stuff that we use, it's like we try to be different. It's so funny to me.
Well, we were outlaws to begin with. So like, remember this country was founded on dissenters, right? So don't forget your history. Okay. Good stuff here. Amazing. So yeah. Okay. So yes, you can thank me for that. So today we're going to work on more of the compound interest problems, and then you're going to do that homework. But I'm going to share my screen maybe, and I'm going to show you a new favorite thing you might like. And it is the TVM solver. I don't know why this won't go away. Go away. Remember how I've had that keyboard problem before? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. By the way, can you see my little cute Bitmoji? Do you love it? I could tell you a terrible Bitmoji story, but I won't. Okay. So we're going to kind of look at a problem like this, but instead of doing the warm up, since I feel like it's 9:30 and we've warmed up enough, I want us to look at something called the TVM solver. It's the time value money solver. And you saw it in your video last night, yes? How many of you noticed that? And it's kind of like a shortcut for getting an answer instead of writing things in a formula. So I just put it in the chat, our time value money solver. And I'm fine with it. I love it. I think it's great. That's what TVM stands for, is time value money. By the way, if you say it wrong, it's okay, because a friend of mine said it as TMZ solver for a whole semester. So it's not the TMZ solver. It is the TVM solver, time value money. So what it has on it is it lists these variables, right? So it's a capital N. Notice capital N is different than a lowercase n, okay? So what this capital N really represents is, capital N is really N times T. You know, in our formula, how we do N times T? So that's what that capital N stands for, okay? So be careful. The other difference is interest is just already in percent. So if it says 6%, when we do our formulas, we change it to a 0.06. But in the TVM solver, you're just going to write the 6. Okay, so it's a little bit trickier. The PV stands for present value. So in a lot of cases, it'll be the principal, right? How much do you have in the account at the start? Okay, that's what PV stands for. Payment, we don't have to worry about until we get to annuities, okay? Annuities is when we're gonna put stuff in, or loans when you're gonna make payments. Future value is what you want in the account at the end. So that's gonna be your A, okay? So this is gonna be your principal. This is gonna be your amount. And then PY and CY are your number of compounding periods, okay? And you always want to be sure it's set to end, not the choice is it toggles back and forth between begin and end, but I don't know if ours does on that or not. But you also have a TVM solver on this calculator. If you have a calculator that's a TI-84, Bobby, you have it in a TI-83, right?
Yeah, it's under your apps. It's under apps, even on the TI-83, it's still there.
Yeah. So if you hit, those of you that have a graphing calculator, if you hit apps, and mine has finance as the first choice. So if you just hit enter, the very first thing is a TVM solver. So how many of you have a graphing calculator where you could see the TVM solver? Okay. So whatever I do on this little baby calculator that we have, that we made, the little app, you could do on this calculator. Okay, so it doesn't matter either way. Okay, so if we look at a problem like this, okay, if we look at a problem like this and we say, okay, how do we use the TVM solver for it? Okay, so this is a problem we've actually already done. So as far as I remember, you could do it, you can do all these problems with the formulas we used yesterday. But if you were super frustrated with the formulas, this is an alternative. So some of you will use one or the other. Some of you are like, I'm good with the formulas. Some of you will be like, I love the TVM solver. And then some of you will be like, I hate them both. I'm just kidding. You can figure them out. And then some of you will be competent in either one. So you'll use one to do the problem and then you'll check it with the other one. That's the ideal scenario, right? Is you can do it with one, but you can check it with the other one. Okay? All right. So if we're looking at this problem, it says you deposit $300 in an account. So that's going to be how much you have to start. So that's going to be present value. You're earning 5% interest. So you're going to put 5 in there. And it says, how much will you have in the account in 10 years if it's compounded annually? Okay, so annually means it's only one time per year down here. Okay, so we put a 1 and a 1 in there. So our N, we're going to put in 10 times 1, which is really 10. Now, in this calculator, you can put an operation in N. So you could put 10 times 1 or 10 times whatever. In our TVM solver, I don't think you can. So you have to calculate that by yourself. So don't forget to do that. So when you put all this in your TVM solver, then whichever one is blank, if you're on the calculator, this calculator, you have to hit, what do we hit there? I'm trying to remember. 10, I'm trying to put mine all in. 300, no payment, future value, 1, 1. And then you go up and you hit alpha. If you're on the calculator, you go alpha. Sorry, you have to be on the right spot and enter. And then it'll fill in the amount right here. Okay. It'll fill in the amount right here. So if you're doing it on your calculator, you can do it just like I just showed you, right? If you're doing it on this app, I'm going to pull that up so you see it too. So you see it live. Okay. All right. So let me find my chat. Oh gosh, where are we going? There we go. Okay. So this is what the time value money solver looks like in here. So number of compounding periods, you need to put in 10. For our interest rate, we're going to put in 5. For our present value, that's our principal, we're going to put in 300. Our payment, we're going to leave 0. Our future value is what we're looking for. Okay. And then we're going to change these to 1s. And then we're going to hit solve. So once I hit solve, it gave me that negative 488. And then if I'm going to round to the nearest cent, it's going to say 0.67. So I saw the conversation in the chat as why is the negative here, right? So the negative is just showing exactly what Bobby said. It's like the flow of money. So is what's happening with the money. So eventually I'll have $488.67. I could put in right here a negative 300. And then when I solve here, it'll give me a positive value. Okay, because I had to put out the $300. So you can think of that as I lost $300, right? Because I had to put the money in. And then my account will be worth $488.67 when I'm done. Okay. And do you remember, I don't know if you have your worksheet from yesterday, but this was the value that we got on the worksheet for number 1. It was $488.67. So the time value money solver is extremely helpful in a lot of circumstances. Okay, so anyone need help with the time value money solver? Did you get that answer on there? Me, Mackenzie, what do you need help with?
Okay, so I feel like the way that that was set up just kind of confused me. Like I was getting it fine with the other, with all the formulas you gave us yesterday, but for some reason when you set that up, so I'm just gonna meet with Bobby afterwards or something because I don't want to like slow down the class.
No, you're fine. And once I'm going to put you guys in your breakout rooms, all the problems on your worksheet that you had from yesterday. By the way, does anybody need that worksheet from yesterday? You didn't have it? Yes. Anybody need that? Are you okay? Okay, so all of those problems you can solve with the formula, right? So Mackenzie, you can do it with your formula and everybody else can use either one, the TVM solver or whatever. But if you want to try the TVM solver, that's totally fine. That's what this is for, right? This
I feel like that would be helpful to cross-check though, like on a quiz, right?
I think it's a great idea. So between Bobby and I, we can get you going on that. Okay, so I sent you guys yesterday a thing that said, whose group do you want to be in, right? And it's hilarious because it literally, most people said, I don't care, or they picked the exact groups that they're in right now. I'm not kidding. So I'm just going to leave you in your groups that you're in right now, unless maybe I have a couple changes. But if you don't like the group you're in now, just let me know. I can move you, tomorrow. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms right now, hopefully. So I had Leslie, and some of you didn't fill it out, or you filled it out after I had already looked at it. So it's okay. So yes, I can give you that worksheet too in a minute. I'm just going to put you in your breakout rooms. So Leslie, Sine, and then if you finish, there's not very many problems. If you finish, I have another worksheet for you, and I'll put that in the chat before you get to the room. And I'm also fine with, if you log on to more once I reopen it, which I'll do in just a second, you can work on either the simple interest or the compound interest type problems. So don't feel pressured about that. So, and I'm putting you in rooms of 4 again. So mostly because I'm super slow today. I'm not sure if it's my brain or what is happening, but so something is happening to me right now. So Kate, Jonathan, did I get Ben? Okay. Sorry, any questions while you're working on this? Okay, so I'm going to open your rooms in just a second. Yeah, in class slides is the one you want. And then I'm going to give you the second worksheet, if I can find it. There we go. Okay, here's an extra one if you finish the first one. I don't know that that actually typed right. Yeah, maybe it did. Okay, so I'm going to open your rooms. Bobby and I are going to come and help you. Like I said, I'm going to open more back up right now. So if you want to go into that just to confirm you understand what's going on, you could totally do that as well. Okay, so no new information today except for the TBM solver. Everything else you've already done. Okay. Okay. And
After you
Bobby,
open, can you make me a co-host, please?
I thought I already did. I've done it like twice now, and I don't know what is happening to it, but you're good now. And then I'm gonna let you join a room. I'm gonna I'll just start you in room 1.
Perfect.
And then you can work your way up. I'm gonna open that more assignment right now. So if students are asking for help on the more simple interest practice, that's totally fine. You
Cool.
know,
Totally.
I want them to work on the, I want them in class to get those bugs worked out with calculator issues because it's too stressful when they're online, because I got so many messages last night. I was shocked.
And it's calculator interfacing for the most part. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
Calculator is its own skill, you know.
Well, and remember in class, when we have them in class, it's so much easier because we can walk around, see their screen. So here it'll just take a little bit longer, I think, for us to get that.
Okay, I'll hop in.
AJ froze, and who else is here? Maddie and Carmen. Oh, so see, Maddie just came back.
Okay, I'm gonna jump into room 1, and I'll let you sort the 3 of them out.
Perfect. Hi, Maddie. Sorry. Hopefully you don't freeze up again. I sent you to room 4 now. Carmen, are you still here? Go. Carmen, can you hear me? Carmen, are you there? I am so sorry, Caitlin. I left you, or Kate and Ben and everybody, I left you in there too long. We were so into the TVM solver, we got lost. So no exit ticket today. I hope you finished. Did somebody come visit you? Because I never did. Okay, good. So how are you liking the TVM solver? Nice. Okay, I opened up PF4 mini lesson. No, PF4 practice and PF5 mini lesson again in case you needed it. Okay. Okay, bye. No exit ticket today. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you in there.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, Bree. Sorry I left you in there so long. And Francisca and Clementine and everybody. We were so caught up with my groups on the TVM solver. I'm so sorry. So no exit ticket today. You're good to go. I did open up PF4 mini lesson again. No, lies. That's not true. I opened PF4 practice again and PF5 mini lesson again. Okay, so no exit ticket today, but you need to do your APY mini lesson for tomorrow. Okay.
Already.
And I will post my slides so you could look at the key to these. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Sorry, you guys are amazing.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you for all your patience, everyone. I know I have a lot of questions. Bye.
You're awesome, Maddie.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, Bobby, hold on. Let me stop this recording.